Now, once again, Raymond Arroyo.
Welcome back to The World Over Live. For the 6th year in a row, Louisiana's been called the #1 pro-life state in the Union, according to Americans United for Faith. Joining me now is a native daughter, or United for Life. I'm reading things that aren't even there. Joining me now is a native daughter of Louisiana and one responsible for a number of laws designed to protect women and children. After premiering in Louisiana, some of these laws have been copied by other states. Please welcome the Vice President and Chief Counsel of the Bioethics Defense Fund, Dorirnda Bordlee, via satellite from New Orleans. Oh, I wish I could be there with you, Dorinda.
Oh, I wish you could too. Come on down, Raymond.
Now listen, nationwide, the number of abortion clinics have contracted 25% over the last 5 years. Some 230 state bills have limited abortion. With that as background, why is Louisiana, do you think, the most pro-life state in the Union?
Well, you know, as a New Orleans native, we're just so proud that that Louisiana has been ranked #1 in life protective laws for the last 6 years running. And we have one of our home bases here in Louisiana, also in Arizona, who's ranked #4 this year. And we think it's because of the people of Louisiana, the big-hearted people of Louisiana who love life and who understand that life is about loving and being loved, not using and being used and casting people aside.
Tell me about this law that you helped draft that requires admitting privileges for abortion doctors at nearby hospitals. Now, this law, I know, is subject to a couple of lawsuits, so tell us how you think those will come down as well.
Well, I think that those will go well. The Louisiana abortion admitting privileges law was actually brought by the head of the Louisiana Black Caucus, a woman named Representative Katrina Jackson. And Representative Jackson, who is a Democrat, understands that abortion hurts women and that women who are pregnant deserve better options instead of the violence of abortion. And so we realized that while abortion is still legal, we don't want women to be harmed in the process. And so all this law does is to say, look, physicians in ambulatory surgical centers have to have hospital admitting privileges so that when there's complications, you can admit the patient. It's just a common standard of medicine. And so we're applying that same standard to abortion providers. Now, you would think that an industry that calls itself a women's health industry would not object to that. But they have objected. They've objected in Louisiana, in Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, Wisconsin, everywhere. They're fighting to keep the standards low. And that just shows that they're not really interested in women's health. They're interested in selling abortion at a high profit margin where they can have physicians who are not up to par.
Dorinda, what's the most innovative bills that you see coming down the pike on the state level or nationally? I mean, there are some issues here that we are seeing a convergence of left and right on, the sex and reproductive trafficking and the like.
That's right. You know, sex trafficking is an issue that has grabbed the attention of the youth. And here in Louisiana and in many states, Governor Jindal has done things where women who are trafficked, again, you know, Roe v. Wade, by commodifying babies, ended up commodifying all human beings. And so women being sold, and a lot of times it's minors, then we'd be criminalizing the women. This new change is to criminalize the men that are using them and trafficking them and getting help for these traffic victims by getting them points of rescue at the law enforcement stations. So a bill that we were asked to do by a Louisiana legislator was to help make abortion clinics points of rescue for sex trafficking victims as well, because we see a pattern of these women, of course, being sold on the streets, coerced many times, and then coerced into abortion clinics for abortions. And a lot of times they'll allow the woman to have one child, use that child as an anchor baby to threaten the girl that after a while she doesn't care if they hurt her, but they will threaten her baby. And so it's a horrendous situation, but it's bringing together left and right, organizations that care about women, organizations that are working with women in abortion and trafficking situation, and there's just all kinds of new alliances being formed.
Dorinda, we only have a few more minutes. Returning to Louisiana, there's been a real battle brewing over a Planned Parenthood super center, if you will. This is in the heart of New Orleans, near downtown. There is a slab in place, but little else. Now, I know the State Department of Health recently denied Planned Parenthood a license to perform abortions on that site. Tell me the role that the Archbishop played that has really slowed the building of this abortion supercenter.
Yeah, this is just another wonderful model for the nation. Archbishop Amond did what bishops should do, and that's to teach. And here's what he did. He put out a public letter, and he said, anyone, any contractor or construction worker that participates or collaborates in building an abortion clinic that kills unborn babies and harms women is doing something called cooperating with evil. And you see many people that were being contacted saying, you know, just pour the slab. Well, I'm just doing my job. He taught them about cooperation with evil, that if you are part of building an institution that you know will be a place where there is death and destruction, then you are part of that. And so when he put that letter out, he said, look, the Archdiocese has many building projects of our own, and we would find it very difficult to do business with contractors who are participating in this grave evil of abortion. And so all of a sudden, there's no one wanting to participate. And so there's not even a slab. There is a wooden form, and there's no concrete because they can't find a concrete contractor. And it's because, again, just like the women and the youth and all of the people marching for the 42nd year in Washington, D.C., these contractors realized that abortion hurts women. It's not health care. It's a desperate situation for women that thinks that there are no other choices. And so we hope that that place will be replaced with a health center that provides real options for women and real pregnancy services and real aftercare and parenting health care that really helps women and families.
Dorinda Bordlee, before I let you go, what encouraging signs do you see at the High Court, at the Supreme Court? And I don't see too many, but I think you do, so tell me what they might be.
Well, you know, just this past year, there was a 9-0 opinion upholding the right of sidewalk counselors. And what these people do is simply offer women choices. You know, they say, do you need some help? Can we help you with health care? Or do you need a car? Do you need a ride, some groceries? And there are people in Massachusetts that are trying to keep them away from talking to the women, actually setting up a whole zone where you can't approach women. And the Supreme Court, by a 9-0 decision in the McCullen case, said that free speech applies and that if people want to help other people, that they should be able to do that. And so speech is alive and well. And that is something that we can't overlook, because more and more people will try to silence people with values that respect human life. And we have to be able to speak to spread the truth, because the truth is actually what's going to convince people as we go.
Dorinda Bordlee, thank you so much for being here, and tell everybody in NOLA I said hi. For more information on the Bioethics Defense Fund, visit bdfund.org.